welcome to the Doug Studios. This is the 7th inning stretch.
What's up, my man Josh here? Another Thursday, 7th inning stretch here with you, Variety Sports Network. I got Josh Edwards. I'm Darren Breyer here with you. Josh, we actually got a couple real games to talk about. Was not awake for him at 3:35. We'll tell you that. That was not possible, not happening. But we got some storylines a little bit from that. Obviously, today, Big Star only goes one inning, whatever. We'll talk about that a little bit, and we'll kind of get out. How you doing, my friend? Fighting the internet a little bit before this, obviously. But we made it happen. We're ready to work.
Yeah, we're ready to work. It's not quite what we wanted, but we're almost there with things starting to work together. So progress, guys, progress.
Josh Lewis, shout out. Let's go.
He's here.
We will get into Blake Snell here. He's number 2 on the list tonight here on the big board. All right, let's get to it. It was going to be number 1, but J.D. Martinez, I just want to mention it. He signs with the Mets here. 1 year, $12 million. We talked about it. I want to say like 3 or 4 podcasts ago. It was on it was like one of our main topics. Had our Mets guys kind of chiming in with it. And when they're like, no, then it's not going to happen. And now it does happen. And I think Mets fans are now pleasantly surprised again. 1 year, $12 million. I don't know. Like, we had Ryan on. He said maybe his big bold prediction, remember, for the NL East was that the Phillies or the Nationals could finish ahead of the Mets. Martinez, he had a down 22 season with 16 homers, bounces back last year. He's always been a quality hitter. What do you make of this move for the Mets?
I think it's a great move for the Mets, to be honest. This might be one of the better moves they've had in the last 2 years. Hopefully this one works out. Last year was his 3rd consecutive All-Star campaign for the Dodgers.
Yes.
So he hit 271, 321, 572 with 33 homers in 113 games last year.
He's always been a quality hitter, and I feel like the Mets now with Lindor, Pete, and now JD, that gives Pete Alonso a little bit, kind of a little protection, or maybe even guys in front of him if he hits it. I think it's a good signing for them.
How is it not a good signing? Is what I was getting at. Sorry.
No, I hear you. But who's the guy I was thinking with the Mets as we talk through it is like, do you still see them? How do you see Lindor, Alonso as like the core? Like, you know what I mean? Because like for most teams, I would think we'd be like, yeah, that's a pretty good core. But for is it just the division they're in, or we're like, nah, it's too much to overcome? Like, I don't know.
I don't know, man. That's kind of an off kilter one for me. I can't quite figure it out. It's either got to be a lack of leadership from the team or a lack of leadership from the GM, because the front office at this point shouldn't matter. They've had so much talent there that if you can't find a way to bring it together and be a competitive team, then that to me says you're lacking leadership in the locker room. So I don't know which one it is. I don't know who or what the actual problem is. All I know is I love seeing the Mets lose, so I'm A-okay with it.
And I think you said that actually pretty well for the Mets fans. Susie, Bourbon and Baseball, they did all 30 teams yesterday. Susie, I didn't catch all 30 yet. I threw a little bit of it there. I was able to chime in a little with the Brewers' take of that and a few other the early show. I was listening back to it this morning. The Mets lineup might actually be a decent lineup now. I think it does give it a lot more depth there. We get Logan on the stage here as well. Logan Stone, not in the dark for once in a while. We got him walking around though. Out there, we'll see if he can pick me up here in a little bit. Josh Lewis, they're solid everywhere, just not ridiculous talent like the Braves. That's the thing. Braves, Philly, can they finish? I guess ahead of the Phillies. I don't know. We'll get into duos here in a little bit with it. I just thought interesting. We talked about him a little bit this offseason, Josh, and he finally signs another Boris free agent signs as well, right? So they've kind of made that with it. We'll see what happens with the Mets. Speaking of that other Boris free agent, we have Blake Snell that did sign with him. What do you kind of make of that with Blake Snell signing the 2-year deal with the Giants? I kind of wrote it down. I kind of put it down here as a note here, Josh, so we kind of get bigger picture with it. Is this a top 5 offseason, maybe even higher for the Giants? This is sneaking pretty good right now.
Surprisingly, yes. They look good. On paper, it was a good-looking offseason. So, how
why did we not? I'm sorry, I just saw Susie's comment. Why did we not invite Susie to this this sausage party? Oh my gosh, my favorite And we even have the Korean series, which is like we can invite her because of that alone. She can talk about Korean hot dogs or whatever.
Oh man,
Did you watch any of the series?
No,
Susie, we
I'm
love you
too
here
big.
at Seventh Inning Stretch. She knows that about Logan. I don't know. Logan speaking for himself, I guess, at all times here, Josh. We always have to put that on when he comes. Where are you walking around? The basement down there? The Mets need starting pitching. Yes, they do need that, especially with Senga out. JFC. Logan, there you got that with it. Susie, Bourbon and Baseball as well, too. They appreciate it. Appreciate Josh Lewis. Logan Stone making the appearance here with it. Blake Snell, Logan, we were talking about, though. Blake Snell.
Yes.
The lefty. Joins Webb. Are the Giants like kind of a sneaky? Are they ahead of the Diamondbacks? Are they number 2 in this order here with it? Like that was a pretty good duo there up top.
I think they're behind the Diamondbacks in the better offseason. I think the Giants still needed to do a couple other things. I think honestly, I wanted to jump in on the tail end of y'all's Mets discussion, but this kind of goes into it. This kind of goes into it, though. They get mediocre not mediocre. I wouldn't say mediocre, but they get these. They don't have a number 1 guy at each position, which is my problem with the Mets. Right? The Mets, their thing with Alonso. Alonso is what, top 7? He's top 10 first baseman in the league, but he's not number 1 at any part. Lindor, he's not really number
top. He is.
Yeah, I know, and that's the thing. They pay these guys, Brandon Nimmo, like he's the best center fielder ever, but he's like not even top 15 in best center fielders in the game right now. And I kind of feel like the Giants are the same way. They kind of got by with paying Chapman not that much. I think they're paying Snell $17 million this year, and then 30 next year. So I think it's a good pickup. I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I'm disenfranchised or not happy with the Giants.
The Giants, interesting. All right. Well, I thought the Giants did a good job getting Snell. The Mets, though, with Martinez, that you do make an interesting point with that. Like, maybe they don't necessarily have ones at each position, but most teams don't always that make deep runs in the playoffs too. I think the Mets just added a quality hitter. I think that's the most important thing they added there. But the Giants on their part with the $62 million, Josh brought up. I just want to get to Josh's list. I thought they were pretty good comments here. Was he wasn't initially excited about Snell, kind of irritated with some of the walks things. Snell made a good point, though. Does walks really matter if they don't score? I know Josh Lewis is definitely fired up about this. The Giants season now feeling a little bit better with Soler in the mix as well. Going into it, Webb, Snell, Harrison, Cobb, Hicks, a bullpen, and a great closer. This will play. Josh Lewis, Josh Edwards. We like to see the confidence from our guy there.
Oh, absolutely. He's had a rough last couple of years, so I like to see my guy have something to be happy. Nobody cares about us, man. We've won too much. They don't care about us. We're hated.
Do you like the Snell signing though for the Giants, or do you think it's like kind of 1 year or whatever? It's like
it's 1 year, man. But it's a good signing because they've made other good moves this offseason, so it works. Yeah. It's 1 year and he's out of there because he's back on the market to go get paid. But they only need him to have 1 good year. Yeah. One good year from him works out for the team and works out for him in the future.
And you pair him and Logan Webb together, that's pretty good.
It's a nice, nasty 1-2. It's a very nasty 1-2.
That's a great 1-2 punch, but I mean, did we ever really consider the Giants as a competitive team?
Yeah, I considered them 500 a little bit until about 3 weeks ago when they added Soler. They get Snell. I mean, that's like it's hard to just be like. I mean, they should be better now than I thought 2 weeks. That time ago.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm not. To me, it's just
to the Cardinals. I mean, it's all good stuff. It's all good.
It's just wasting money. It seems like, in my opinion. I think
1 year though.
I know. That's why I'm saying it's just a waste. Why are you? I feel like if they had gotten Snell and I don't know, another top free agent hitter, which I get that no one wants to go to San Francisco and they were kind of backed into a corner, but I don't know. I just feel like, oh, Snell signed with the Giants. What does that even mean? Well, nothing really, because they're not going to win a World Series. They're not competitive. They may not even make it into the playoffs. So let's just throw away $17 million away.
I don't know.
Money has
30
never
million.
been a thing to you. What is this?
They should
You've
spend
never
money.
cared about how much money is spent.
They should be
You always
spending
think
money.
they should spend more.
They'll
Josh
get Soto
Lewis.
next year. Oh
Soto
yeah,
next year. Whoa.
yeah.
Really? This is like
On
the
a-
Trey Turner, Logan Stone. I know. This is the trade. This is where we're at. We're starting to get really excited.
That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Soto to the West Coast. I don't know if I see that. I'm not sure about. I know that's a dream though. For go ahead, Logan. You got a thought there?
Yeah. So, but so my thing about this was about the number ones at each position was just basically I don't want, like, if you act like you're a competitive team this year, like, the Dodgers, they have a couple number ones in their that make them one of the best teams. The Braves have a couple number ones. The Mets, they just have a bunch of number 10s that they pay as number ones and act like, oh, we really spend a lot of money. And it's like, Pete Alonso sucks. I'm sorry. I hate Pete. I don't think he's all that good.
Yeah, you've never been.
I don't think he's all that great. I think he's overrated. I think he hits a lot of home runs, but I think he's kind of this generation's Sammy Sosa.
He's not that good.
We took a little roid injury.
Sammy Sosa without the roids, yeah.
Sammy is pretty. Those are
And the
some
quartz
other-
bat.
Speaking of that, we have the Kerry Wood. It's funny. I watched that Kerry Wood a little more documentary on it. I wish I would have watched it before I did. That's my trivia with it. Blake Snell. He was kind of a curious pitcher to me always a few years ago too. Just kind of with that whole thing that went down with him in the World Series, right, where the manager takes him out early, then he gets hurt. He's always been like right there in Cy Young stuff. Like Josh Lewis brought up, his walks kind of went up for a little bit, but he still has the stuff. He goes to the Padres, wins the Cy Young, now goes to the Giants in division. What do you guys think of Josh Lewis's statement? We don't have to go deep into it, but he says if you're power ranking the NL teams, you can't tell me the Giants aren't in the playoffs. So like that's how he feels as a Giants fan. You got to respect that, there with it. And then he says you can't underestimate the addition of and by subtraction. Everyone is loving Kapler being gone. That to me is a big more maybe. Especially after that odd video that came out around Super Bowl. He's like walking around. He's like, "Hi, I'm Gabe Kapler." I was like, "What are we doing here?" Wait, in the way he did it. So I got that with it. So I don't know. Like that is a big point. It's almost like. Take it to football just for a second. The Raiders, when they got rid of McDaniels, they get Pierce comes in. They do a little bit better. There is that motivation from a better pitcher there. Sir, a career 136 PS. What are we doing here, Logan? Logan just likes to, what, Josh? We all know it. He likes to stir that.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
He likes to stir it.
He just seems a little too. I don't know. I don't. Maybe I need to. Maybe it's just like the eyeball test. I don't really look at his stats as much as I should, but. Man, I don't know. I just don't like him. It always seems like he's either a home run or a strikeout, and so
you wouldn't want him on your team, I guess. Come on, he's
when he signs with the Cardinals, he's the best player ever.
He
ain't signing with the Cardinals.
504.
No, I know.
No, he does. Right. Tyler's always said he does see him maybe having a bad drop off, and I think that's maybe fair towards the end. But I still feel like I just always think of Mark Reynolds. I'm like, if Mark Reynolds can hit 38 home runs with the Giants, then they're like,
don't bring up Mark. Don't bring up Mark Reynolds on me.
I'm like, if that guy can hit him, then that's you and Mark. We always said that her runs are crazy in the league. Now that's basically what it comes down to. There was some interesting talk this week. She's right. I love it. This is why that's why I love when they're in, Josh and Susie. They're always, especially when they want talking crap, they always like to go back at you. So I always appreciate that with it. Josh, you got any final thoughts on that there? Blake Snell, whatever.
So I want to relate this back to the team as a whole.
Yeah.
So the San Diego Padres, as of right now, like as of this moment, according to Baseball Reference. On the low side, like worst case scenario, they are now predicted to be 88 and 71. On the high side, they're predicted to be 89 and 72.
What? Keep going.
Sorry,
Like,
Josh.
I don't.
making
No,
me laugh.
okay, hold on. I was looking at the wrong number. I'm sorry. I got mixed up in the graph. Best case scenario, the Padres are going to be 162 or 162, and then on the worst case scenario, they're going to be 78 and 84. So that's what it.
Where are you looking at that?
If they go
Baseball
160, yeah, that'd be pretty good.
No, yeah, 162. Sorry.
I got you.
I'm just saying, like, so according to Baseball Reference and what they're predicting, Snell doesn't really solidify that team at all, but we all think it helps a little bit, with the exception of Logan. I mean, we think it does help solidify that team, and it's a strong one to punch at the starting rotation. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I was wanting to look at something a little more professional and see where we were at in comparison.
I like that,
but it does have the Padres finishing second.
Man,
I think of two teams. How do we compare the Giants to the Padres? Who wins in a 3-game series?
Well, that's what Josh was kind of just bringing up. It's
yeah. But I think it's the Padres and the Phillies. Like, are they better than the Phillies? I don't think so. Are they better than the Padres? I don't think so. I just don't see. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I'm saying the Padres would.
Diamondbacks. I think that's kind of where I'm at with it.
You think they would be better than the Diamondbacks?
No, I'm just saying that's where I'm at.
Okay. Are they better than the Diamondbacks? Okay, yeah. I'm sorry.
And now, if you're a Mets fan, are they better than the Mets? But
they're better than the Mets. The Mets still don't have a chance. I mean, they bought JD Martinez, which I think is still kind of confusing. Which I think, to me, that means that they're going to trade. Maybe that's why the Giants got Snell, was to trade him at the deadline.
No, I don't see the Giants.
I doubt that with the contract.
The Giants aren't a franchise. If they did, that'd be very out of the ordinary for them. Blake Snell, though, to the Giants. I mean,
Blake Snell will be traded to the Astros at the deadline. You mark it right now.
No, boys, how many text messages have we had with Blake Snell in him over the last 6 months, Josh?
Too many. No, he's going to be traded to the Dodgers because Shohei Ohtani is going to be ineligible to play.
Oh.
Yeah, where do you think what happened with that Logan Stone, Josh Edwards? Josh, you brought it up. You got some thoughts on it, Ohtani? With the
do you want me to go around the whole thing real quick and synopsis? And
hold on, I want Josh's thoughts.
Okay.
I was going to say, tell me where I'm wrong. I would rather you tell me where I'm wrong in this situation. Okay. So, and this is just my understanding, listening to the radio while I was busy at work today. Something to me doesn't add up. The timeline doesn't add up. Something about it first, Ohtani knew that he had his translator had a gambling problem and had some debts he owed, and Ohtani was giving him the money originally. And then now that all this has come out, his representatives have gone to the federal government and said that there's been a major theft ordeal and Ohtani didn't know anything about it. Like, this is what I caught today. So obviously, like, anybody who's paying attention or hears those two parts and maybe not all the rest of the details, something doesn't add up. Is Shohei Ohtani going to be the next Pete Rose?
It doesn't seem like it, though, to me. Like,
I don't think he will, but should he? Do you think baseball is going to cover the if let's say the feds investigate this? Do you think the MLB can pay the federal government enough to cover this, keep it hush hush, and not destroy the face of the MLB, the highest paid player ever in MLB history? Like, could this be that? Like, I hope it's not that. That would be horrible for baseball. I want to make sure my position is very clear. I hope that's not what it is. But something here, from what I have heard, and I have not heard all the details, does not add up. Does not sound right. And this is if they actually investigate this, I am worried about what they will find.
Why do you have a microphone when it's not plugged in?
Well, because Logan, if you missed the beginning of the show, it was all set up to run, and then I ran into internet issues, and I wasn't tearing the whole thing down because I was already set up here.
No, just go to settings and you can get it fixed.
Hey,
No.
nobody wants to hear about settings. Let's keep. What do you
Oh,
got?
so anyways, sorry. I'm like,
I was a good point, and you wanted to ask about my microphone not being set.
oh,
I mean, it's plugged in. It's just not working at the moment. So there you go. All right, have a drink.
Go ahead, Logan. What do you got with our little news here with it on Ohtani here?
I had the interpreter's name memorized and then I forgot it. So if you even spell it out for me, I'm not even going to be able to write it. Ipe? I don't know. I don't know. This whole thing, it started off as not so confusing because the whole question around this was how did he steal $4.5 million away from Shohei Ohtani? And then it started sounding like there was increments, and then Shohei didn't know anything about it. So from what I've gathered, there are two things that have happened, or two possible scenarios. One is Shohei is actually gambling, and he was funding the whole thing or whatever, and this Mazzara guy is the fall guy, or Mazzara. This interpreter came to him and said, "I have a problem," and I don't think he was completely forthcoming. Ken Rosenthal said that or I saw a couple of other reports that that the interpreter was using Shohei's name around the gambling rooms, and so the owners of the gambler rooms, or whatever you call it, were saying that, oh, Shohei gambles here. And so I'm not sure what the heck is going on anymore. All I know is MLB is not looking into Ohtani at the moment.
No.
So that probably would change.
Keep going. I'll read it after you go. Keep going.
Okay. That's basically all that I really know. But there's no way that he could be stealing all this money from Shohei without Shohei's knowledge, unless he and Shohei's accountant were in on it, on a big thing. But to me, it seems like Shohei was giving him money for something, and he didn't realize what it was. He thought it was like a big accident, and then all of a sudden, he admitted to it being a gambling problem, and then they were like, "Oh, well, we gotta distance ourselves from this."
Well said there. But just get to Susie's point here. My theory is that Shohei didn't realize that he could get in trouble for paying off someone's debt, and now that he will get in trouble for it, but he's going to take the fall for it, and that's kind of what it is. He's going to take it for him because he's the money guy. And if you're anything about gay, you do not. When you know who the fall guys are in a group, there are certain people that are the fall guys, and Ohtani is not the fall guy for this group. He is not the fall guy. So somebody else taking this one, and that's probably what it was. I kind of agree with Susie in that. I don't think Ohtani thought more than I'm just helping out somebody, but it was more than that. You know what I mean? I don't think he realized to that extent. The Pete Rose part, it's funny to me because could you have any more different personalities? Like,
I mean, we're all thinking Pete Rose, right? I mean, I was texting a friend of mine, and I said, if nothing happens to Shohei, or if he just gets a slap on the wrist,
that's not the same to me yet.
I mean, I heard someone say it was MLB games.
That the interpreter was betting on MLB games.
Yes. And I don't know if that's 100% or what, but if it is, then I mean, I was saying that if Ohtani just gets a slap on the wrist, then Pete Rose better get a fast track to the Hall of Fame right now. Like this instant. I mean, it would be ridiculous.
Can you imagine Pete Rose at his Hall of Fame speech? Thank you, Ohtani.
Thank you. Thank you, Ohtani, for.
There, I appreciate it. I thank you. And Tyler, how does a translator have $4 million? Come on, Ohtani goes to a lot of events. I'm sure he's got to make a little money around here. Come on.
That's 2.5 years worth of Ohtani's Dodger contract. He can barely afford that.
That is probably true. It was.
Have you forgotten about his New Balance endorsements?
Oh yeah, darn it, he's still rich.
That's why he took the contract setup he took, because he's still making $50 million a year.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever like had a gambling thing where you're like you just keep going on it? Have you ever had anything like that?
Oh no, not me. I intentionally go with $200 in cash, and once I do, like I leave my credit cards at home
I
because
just
I
never.
know I'll accidentally spend like $800 and be like, oh, I can win that back.
The only thing I gamble on is fantasy baseball and fantasy football. I feel like those are my and that doesn't really that's where I gamble though. I'll spend money there doing that. Like today, big draft Monday. Just look at it. What do you got, Josh?
Poker.
No, I completely agree with Logan on the when you go to a casino, don't take your credit cards, don't take your debit card, take the cash you can afford to lose. But when I was very young, very very young, I got in trouble twice. No, 3 times for gambling.
Accidentally me, Susie.
She said accidentally spend.
I mean, it is accidentally because you never know where you're at. But no, when I was younger, I loved gambling when I was a kid. I'm talking about when I was a kid.
Oh,
as soon as I understood what the spread was, it was on. I can give you a quick story, like real quick. The Super Bowl between the Rams and the Titans. I was living in Indiana at the time. Basically, everybody in the class took the Titans. I took the Rams, won the bet. Nobody paid up, and I got mad about it, made a stink about it, and got my butt in trouble.
You got that much in trouble. Dude, that's hilarious. How old were you when you did that, you said?
So what, that was I was 12.
Okay, so when I was 15, I remember like
this is why he lives in a shack.
I printed out all, so 15, I would have been 1999. I printed out all these like NFL spreadsheets of like the games. And I had guys pay me. So dude, I wasn't thinking it. My mom's like, I told my mom, I was like, yeah, I made like 20. And she goes, you can't do that ever again. She's like, yeah, she's like, it wasn't even anything big. It was like 5 people that I did it for. She's like, nope, you can't do that at all. I was like, all right, Mom, thank you for that. John, out of your Falcon mind. Good to see you tonight, sir. Tyler,
I haven't seen John in a while either.
Like Tyler with the Joe Montana out here. No, man. Even when I lived in Vegas, I had to set him out to lay some football on. Gambling isn't my deal. Don't win shit ever. Might as well light on fire. There it is. You know what? The house always wins. There's a reason for it. That's it. If only
what used to be my thing was MLB The Show, and I accidentally spent like, and I mean accidentally, spent like $700 in one day just buying tokens for the stupid MLB The Show so I could buy sticking Mike Trout. But
look what that did for you. He's always injured.
Maybe I should use Mike.
Well, he's not injured in the game. By golly.
Oh, that's right. They didn't do like the live updates in the games when it's actually happening in real life.
Spreadsheets.
Susie, wait, what did you make? Spreadsheets? And Brett's there.
Okay.
Spreadsheets. I don't know shit about gambling. So exactly. I just stay away. Lake Tahoe. Sometimes you go out there, you like I said, put a little on the football. That's what it is. All right, Dodgers, real quick here. Yamamoto, last 1 inning, gets shelled there. Gives up 5 runs there. I don't know what it means. What do you make of Mookie Betts playing shortstop? We didn't get into that last couple weeks. I kind of wanted to just real quick throw that out there. He had 6 RBIs, home runs. Padres win. I don't want to go deep into this game, but like that Mookie Betts moving to shortstop to me is pretty incredible for a player to play right field on a World Series team. Then he went to second base. Now he's going to shortstop. Like,
did you guys hear about that story?
I don't know. It's pretty crazy to me.
So Gavin Lux was originally supposed to be the shortstop for the Dodgers this year. In spring training, he was having issues, just not as comfortable at shortstop as he was expected to be. So Dave Roberts switched Mookie and Gavin Lux. So as of right now, he's the number 1 shortstop.
Tyler, too much Dodger talk. Hope they all stub their toes. But isn't that crazy though? Like you just said, like the fact that Betts is is that good of a player to play that demanding a position after playing outfield first. It's usually the opposite. I don't know. Like, what do you think?
He kind of seems.
Or Logan, go ahead.
I was gonna say, he kind of seems like the type of guy who gets bored like very easily, and he's just constantly wanting to get something new going. Like, oh, I'll play second. Oh yeah, I'll play shortstop. That's my thing. Sorry, Josh.
No, you're good. I'm just saying when he goes in the Hall of Fame, he can't go into the position. He has to go into as the first Hall of Famer as a utility player because he rocked it out at every position for the different teams he played, and he played wherever he was needed to play, and he played it well, and in some instances exceptionally well. We'll see how he does it at shortstop this year, but if he has a Gold Glove this year at shortstop,
Good.
or if he's even in the Gold Glove conversation, I mean, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer as the first ever utility player that I would know of.
Man, Francisco Lindor. I mean, my goodness, you lose to Mookie. Are you kidding? Like just like these guys that have been playing for you? I mean, Josh makes the point. He did play in the minors, so it's not foreign to him.
Yeah.
He's the best player on his team when he's a kid, so he's playing shortstop his whole life. So it's not like he's a bum at this position. But at the big leagues, I would think there's more, and there's like a lot of more information that shortstop has to take on than a right fielder at that time as well. Here to Tyler. I'm sure that's about the Dodgers talk, John, with that. Got 58 people in here at 7th inning stretch. Appreciate everybody tuning in with it. Can Mookie play third? Max Muncy is trash at the hot cutter. Yeah, just put it right there in the 5-hole. He plays both. Muncy could just DH too. Play 8 players on defense. Then he really could win Gold Glove. He covers the whole left side. What a defender. That would be like, that would your guy go crazy there. And then Josh Lewis. This might be a good point there. MVP season loading with that.
Hasn't won one since joining the Dodgers.
Really get that shortstop move there, Josh Edwards. That always kind of helps a little bit along the way. With it here, appreciate everybody tuning in. It makes it so much fun when you guys are in there commenting. It makes it a lot of fun. We appreciate it. Baseball is in the air, and me and Josh Edwards, we were talking about too. We're gonna try to do once probably every month a Sunday night game, just to kind of probably for a couple hours get on their live stream. So hopefully people during the season will be able to join us on that part as well. Logan, I know you got to go here in a few minutes, so I want to get your thoughts on this though before you got to go. MLB pitching duos, right now, like best pitching duos, and we're gonna do like a little draft on it a little bit here. So you can kind of react on me and Josh going back and forth on this a little bit. If you have anybody else we kind of forgot or who you're shocked about, we can kind of. It doesn't have to be official. This isn't like
obviously Kyle Gibson and Lance Lynn are number ones.
Exactly. We're not making it down. Josh, who would you take number one if you had like the best pitching duo? And like injuries are hard to put into place because like Kershaw's out right now. You have other guys, and I'll give you fair a little bit with that. Can I just, because John's on here at the moment, I wanted to go before I say this is John. I have Strider and Fried number one. And that's who I have number one. Edwards, do you have the same as well?
That's what I had.
Yeah.
That's the only one I had as number one. I didn't even have anybody else that was close as a number one.
Ben Yeh and vibes, baby. Yes, Ben Yeh, baby. I love it. That's good stuff right there. I love
Susie.
I love
I miss Susie.
No, but Strider, I saw an article is like he's tier one and nobody else because like Cole's not even there. I'm like, Cole could be maybe there tier one if he's healthy. Obviously, he's hurt right now, so we can't put him in that conversation. I think Fried had the down year last year. I just think they're the best. Do we all agree they're the number one duo, or is it somebody? Is it the guys in Philly? Is it? Yeah. And where will you guys have with that?
I think. Well, no, I don't think Nola's there yet. That's.
I'm still taking Webb and Snell. They were literally voted the 2 best pitchers last year. Josh, I have them number 3. So I have them right behind Wheeler and Nola. So like that, I mean, that's my top 3. I have Fried, Strider, Wheeler, Nola, Webb, and Snell. Because I can't just say Webb. I know he was unreal last year, but he's on a different team. So that's how my first 3 goes. Bourbon and baseball, that's number 4 for me. Castilla and Kirby. Seattle, that's a very good duo. They would love a word out there. Castillo, though, I need one more year. I need to see it. I need to see it one more year with this guy, because he has had that little run with Cincinnati. It was Cincinnati, but I just need that one more year with it. Any comments on that, boys?
What about Glasnow and Yamamoto? If Yamamoto does pan out, can we? I mean, you got to put him up there because of the potential.
Yeah,
Yamamoto, we don't know anything about him. You have 7?
That's where I have him.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Merrill Kelly and Zach Gallen.
Yep, I got them.
That's an underrated
top 10.
1-2 punch right there.
I got them number 6.
Really?
I think they proved it last year in the playoffs.
I mean, they were pretty great.
Exactly. They were worth a mention last year. It's an interesting question, though, isn't it? Because you kind of look at like, oh, we always do like best duos ever and stuff like that. Like when we kind of have these conversations, but I'm like right now, like it's like, well, DeGrom but it's like they're not healthy right now. You can't put them in the mix like headed into the season. So I'll give you a couple more just to kind of get the brain. The Orioles was a weird one for me. It's like, where do I put? Is it Burns Bradish? Is it Burns Grayson Rodriguez? Is like Rodriguez ahead of them? Are they number? I had them number 8. I had Cease and Darvish on that list as well now. Is that insane to have them that high because of Cease's last year? I feel like maybe I'm jumping the gun on that one a little bit.
Yeah, you are.
So that one maybe you can talk me off of. And then Josh, I struggle with the lefty from Chicago now, but you have to always help.
Shotei Imanaga.
Yep, you got that one. And then Mr. Steele, I have them. Could they possibly break the top 10 by and are they in that mix too? If I'm just basing it on potential, like we are with the Dodgers guys,
that's your boy there.
And then I think we forgot we always forget them. The guys in Minnesota. I think Pablo Lopez and Joe Ryan they're in that list too. I have them as number 10. That's why I have them.
Sorry, I just fell asleep. Sorry. Let me ask: if DeGrom wasn't injured, and I guess even Scherzer wasn't injured, is it too late for them to be like the best duo? I think Scherzer's kind of on his way out.
Yeah, for sure.
It could be part of it. I mean, I don't think Scherzer's on that list as a duo anymore.
You think he's done? His prime is behind him? He's going to see this, and then he's going to throw up 2 perfect games next year or this year.
How about Susie's Verlander and Valdez? Are they on that? If we're counting, is he on that list?
Valdez had a bad year last year, didn't he?
He was okay. I mean, he's still pretty good, and you have.
He's still top 50 pitcher.
I still think he's still right there with it. I mean, I would take him just as high as anybody else. I thought it was kind of interesting with it. As we want to keep Logan awake here with it. So we got Lopez here. I agree with though he's good as well. I don't know. I thought it was interesting, Josh, as we kind of talked about this during the week, is where those duos might be kind of landed. Like it's kind of hard to put them in specific spots before the season. But do you have any other ones or somebody else on that list that I mentioned that kind of stands out to you? I mean, the Cardinals, you have Sonny Gray. He's obviously a top 20 pitcher.
I mean,
I'm sorry,
if he was
I
a
fell
top
asleep
20
on that
pitcher
one
with
too.
Minnesota, he should be a top 10 pitcher in St. Louis because, well, the division is just as bad. So he'll probably be, I don't know, man. If he stays healthy, he'll be one of the top 10 pitchers in the NL, maybe top 12.
That'd be part of it
because he's the thing that changes for the Cardinals, and Logan's not going to want to hear this. It's the fact that Busch Stadium does not give up home runs left and right, so that's going to help Gibson and Lance Lynn when they get into St. Louis and they're pitching.
You say that now.
One of the games there. I say that now because that's what I'm hoping for. But that should also help Sonny Gray in return as well. So the home run should shrink a little bit from what he gave up last year, which I don't think he gave up an excessive amount. But that should help overall just in keeping runs down. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's disappointing. Don't get me started. Montgomery's still out there, and I think the Cardinals need to go make a run, but I think the Yankees are going to get it done.
If you got Montgomery, then you're looking at Gray and Montgomery. That'd be a pretty.
I would put the Cardinals in. Easily wins the Central and can get out of the first round of the playoffs.
The most interesting comment there was Logan's with Snell and Webb. I can't put him ahead of Fried and Strider, but
no way.
But Webb was pretty awesome last year, and Snell won the Cy Young. So
Webb is sick.
So so there's talk there that maybe they should be on that list there with it. Logan, I know you probably got to go here, but
yeah,
out there with it.
I got to go, but I wanted to just preface this that you guys better argue hard because I know where Josh is going to be, and I know where Darren is going to be. You guys better argue hard about this old school Jazz Chisholm thing.
I lost
hard.
I lost you at hello.
hard about Jazz Chisholm. He thinks we're going to go at it about Jazz Chisholm.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it on here with it. I'm gonna play with it. Bye, Logan from Susie. Little special.
Bye, Susie. I love you. Miss you all.
Yeah, we'll
Bye,
get her on
Trevor.
her.
But
All
not
right,
that
Logan,
much.
take it easy, my
Okay,
friend.
bye.
See ya. Logan Stone always providing the entertainment and the good looks along the way there with it as well. Then we got Josh Lowe with the duos. That's to me some of the kind of the better ones. I mean, we can kind of make some arguments, I think, for some other guys along the way that like Freddie Peralta. It's like, well, if Woodruff was in, yeah, maybe they were there with it as well, but he's not. A lot of people are liking the guy Scooble from the Tigers. We'll see if he kind of takes off another little bit as well, and somebody picks up with him. I always find this one interesting, those duos, though, Josh, as the season moves on. Like, we didn't think Gallen, like this time last year, we never would have had Gallen and Kelly in our top 10.
No way. I mean, Merrill Kelly pitched for Team USA in the WBC. So obviously, I mean, he wasn't top tier talent, but he was good enough to play on the world stage. The Cardinals gave up on Gallen way too early, obviously. I mean, that did fetch them Goldschmidt, so I guess I can't get really mad about it. But Gallen turned out to be, a premier starter in the NL, and it's another miss by the Cardinals. And the Diamondbacks are making it happen for themselves, and they got a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
I don't put them in the top 5, but they're in the top 10 easy.
And then there's other ones kind of interesting. There's like the Bassett and Gosman one for Toronto. It's like it's hard to be like it's electric, but they're kind of always there. I feel like so. Yeah. I didn't want to put them in the top 10. Cole Reagans, that's a good out there in KC. We'll see if he if he takes the next step with the other guys. What we've talked about the last couple of weeks, they're gonna make a little jump here with it for sure. We're not going to go team by team like we did with the AL East, but we want to touch on them. We haven't really done that in this. So I had storylines for them.
Cool.
Orioles build off magical season. Is that possible? Yankees health enough with those guys going down? Blue Jays, do they take that next jump kind of like the Orioles did this year? The Rays just Ray. Red Sox done before season starts after hearing from their fans. Those are kind of my initial thoughts. So I could fit under 200 words here on the banners. What do you kind of got with what you have with the storylines of the AL East? And obviously, before these injuries, a pretty stacked division.
Let me just give you my quick answers to the storylines, and you can pick which one you want to go deeper in. Orioles build off magical season. Yes. Yankees health enough? No. Blue Jays take a jump? Doubtful. Rays just Ray? Yeah, absolutely. And the Red Sox season done before the season starts? Not quite done, but it will be done before Memorial Day.
Why do you think the Blue Jays kind of can stay the same? Like, that's the one team that is just not the.
So they're the wild card team for me. And I don't mean wild card in the sense of playoffs. Like, they're the team that I can see easily winning this division. And they're also the team I can see missing the playoffs by one game because they just had a bad stretch in the middle of the year. The team is a very good team. They're well put together. They have good pitching. They have good defense. They have plenty of offense. I don't know as much about their bench because I don't know. Like, I don't have the knowledge about their bench right now. I could probably look it up in 2 seconds and give you a quick ordeal. But they're that team that I think they have a lot of options. Excuse me. I think they have a lot of paths they could take, and it'll result in a different season. They're going to be one of the more interesting teams to watch this year because I think they're going to be in it the whole time. I just don't know exactly where they're going to end up.
The Rays are interesting for me, Josh. Orioles will be awesome too, Susie. I want to get that. Yeah. I think they will. That was kind of my thing too with that. Will they just continue to be just take that next step, win like 108 games this year or something like that? Rays going to sneak it. They're just going to keep pace with the Orioles front running, but we'll look at the standings. The Rays will be the division winner. I can't sit here and say be shocked with the Yankees. To me, are that kind of like it's ever like we're always looking at them as they're the big spenders, and they are in that division. But they kind of feel like they're 3, Josh. With where is that jump going to be with them? You know what I mean?
I think they're toast.
Okay.
I think
do you have them 4 or 3? You think like do you have the Blue Jays 5, the Red Sox ahead of the Yankees?
This is my hot take, and I come with a couple of these every year. This is my hot take. The Boston, surprisingly, is better than everybody anticipates. The Yankees tanked so hard because of injuries that plagued them in the pitching staff, and the offense, while as fantastic as they are, does not have enough to cover for the pitching that never comes back to where it's supposed to be this year. Yankees finish 5th. Boston finishes 4th.
Oh man, that would be fantastic for a lot of people out there.
I would love
I would love that. Sorry, Yankees fans. I know you're probably hating that take. It's hard with
Give me
Soto
the hate,
coming on and
Give
Judge.
me the hate.
Yep, you got DJ. Well, DJ. I feel like they keep waiting on DJ LeMayo, and I'm like, he's just only getting older. I'm like, he's not getting younger over here. So
No, he's not.
Stop expecting him to get on base every time up at the top of the order. So they definitely lack that. Cole going out to me we talked about that as a massive injury for them. Everybody loving it. John giving it a little love as well. So I think those are some big ones in the AL East. It'll be interesting where that division goes. You think the Orioles win this thing, though? You got the Rays like Josh Lewis.
This is like one of my hardest decisions. Because I honestly, like I said earlier, I think it could be the Orioles, I think it could be Rays, or I think it could be the Jays.
No doubt.
And the Yankees, I'm not saying the Yankees can't do it. Like, if Cole comes back and the pitching is there, the Yankees are going to be the favorite in that division.
Yep.
Just because they are the blue bloods, they're always there. I mean, it is what it is. But I got a feeling about the Yankees. I just think the pitching is not going to come back, and the offense is just not going to be enough. They'll be a 500 team, and they'll probably finish fourth, and Boston will get last. But I want to make a hot take, so I'm saying the Yankees are going to finish fifth in the division.
Logan's not liking that. Logan's Yankees. Everybody.
I don't care about his Yankees.
His Yankees, like he went off.
I have one team that I'm loyal to. He has 30 of them he's loyal to.
So we got into that. Any last thoughts on the AL East? Anything you want to? I mean, I feel like the Red Sox is kind of an interesting one to me, but I feel like we've talked about a lot, so I don't want to go like a ton into them, but it is interesting to see where they kind of go. A lot of their fans are not happy with their offseason at all. Obviously, when they see Mookie Betts tearing it up, that never makes them feel good either. So to me, that's it'll be interesting where they go.
So before we go, I want to go back to the Yankees real quick about the pitching, the whole thing. Garrett Cole, let's just say he doesn't come back until June. Is Nestor Cortez going to be able to anchor that rotation? Is Marcus Stroman going to be able to shine in the spotlight? Is Carlos Rodon ever going to be healthy and then be himself? Clark Schmidt, who knows? Poteet, I don't know a thing about him. Beater and Luke Weaver is, he's not much. He's 30. So, I just don't think the pitching's there. I think they missed when they didn't get Snell. I think they should have gone after Snell. They should have gone after Montgomery. They should have solidified that. And then if Cole came back and Rodon came back and was himself with Nestor Cortez and Stroman, they could run a six-man rotation and just roll into the playoffs. But they didn't do that. I don't think the pitching's going to hold up.
That's a good take there with it. It'll be interesting where the Montgomery thing ends up here with it then. And you're drastically underestimating the big four on Rondon. Looks good. Rondon's obviously a big wild card with it. If he can kind of do it.
Can he stay healthy?
No, he has proven he cannot. That is got. I mean, you can bank on that.
That's all I gotta say.
Yep, Chris Sale going to the Braves. A lot of people say, can he stay healthy? I feel like he has a little better track record than Rondon in those areas. So just a couple lefties there that you think.
And I'd rather have Sale than Rondon, to be honest.
Yep, I would too. Jazz Diamond Notes here. Peter Gammon, shout out as always here on it. Always like to shout out our boy Peter Gammon with it. So we get to a Diamond Notes with it. I have it as kind of came up a little bit in an interview. Jazz Chisholm, he kind of rips on some of the veterans for their leadership here with it. I'm going to get it on the stage, kind of listen to it I'm not going to play the whole sound, Logan, but we'll get a little take on it with it. We'll see.
Like, you ain't supposed to have a vet that's trying to bring down the rookies, bro. Yeah. Like, I was that guy that got in trouble so much because when I saw other rookies bring down by the vets, I was the one fighting the vets. That was the problem. Like, I was already a team leader without being called a team leader. But the vets, you can't be a team leader when you got guys in the clubhouse that's been in there for 9-10 years. Even though they suck, they've been there for 9-10 years. Yeah. And the team calls them the team captain, but, like, they're not a good captain. They're not a good person. You're not even a good athlete at this point. Yeah. You're just here. Yeah. And you're bringing down the young guys that are supposed to be good. Bro, like, I watched someone get called up to the big leagues, supposed to be, like, top 3 prospects on our team, right? He gets up there, hits a homer. Like, first or second at bat, hits a homer, right? His next at bat, he goes and does the Juan Soto shuffle, right? Like, he's a kid. His favorite player is Juan Soto. He just got to the big leagues. Tell me why he comes in the dugout after he walks, get around the base, comes in the dugout after, these vets sit on the side of him and start yelling at him saying, bro, you're not Juan Soto, bro. You shouldn't be doing that. Juan Soto is an all-star. Da-da-da-da. You can't be doing that. Bro, what do you mean? He's having fun, bro. We playing a fucking kids games.
Yeah.
Like, that's when I step in and say, bro, y'all better back up off this boy, bro. This man is starting. He's playing every day for us. Why are y'all in his face? Y'all don't even play every day.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you make of that, Josh? Kind of interesting takes there from kind of a star player in Miami. Some people, kind of hard to disagree if you're not very good and you're telling people what to do and giving them this advice, and you're a good player and you recognize that when you're young. There is this point where you're like, yeah, I got to step in and tell these guys to shut up, and I'm willing to base my talent on it. What'd you kind of make of his comments there?
So I know Logan thinks I'm going to go completely old school here, and so I know he's still watching, even though he shouldn't.
Yeah,
because he's busy. But I'm not. I
thought he put it nicely.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with what Jazz said at all. If you got veterans that don't know how to lead and don't know how to be good mentors, that is a problem in the locker room. That will be a problem in the clubhouse, and it will create problems on the field.
No doubt.
So, I agree 100%. And if that story is 100% true, to Jazz just home for standing up for his teammate. And Mike, I have a question at the end of this.
Yeah.
So we'll get back to that. But, I mean, veteran just doesn't mean you've been there a long time. It doesn't mean you survived and you just grinded and you're stuck around. With being a veteran also means that you have the knowledge, the wisdom, and the ability to pass that down to the players behind you to make them better, because on your way out, you're supposed to make sure the game stays alive. Now, I believe the veterans were correct in telling that kid, you aren't Juan Soto. Don't be doing that. You're not the all-star, da-da-da-da. Now, we weren't there. We don't know how it was actually handled. But if they really did yell at the kid and just destroy him, then they were wrong. And Jazz did the right thing. But no, as a rookie who got called up, who hit a home run in his first or second at bat, no, you don't have the – in my opinion, no, you don't have the right to go out there and glow and showboat. You don't showboat until you're a perennial all-star, Gold Glover, Silver Slugger, World Series champion. And in my opinion, if you're a good sportsman, you don't showboat at all until it's the very end of your career.
It's an interesting thing. I kind of lean with you a little bit on that. I know Logan wants us to disagree. I don't see it as – I thought Jazz was – at least he spoke truthfully. I think the veterans and how good you are always is going to make a difference, unless you're just such a respected one that kind of leads by it and knows your role and knows you suck and are always helping the guys, and you're – you know what I mean? You're at the end. When I say suck, obviously you're
Matt Carpenter in St. Louis this year.
Yeah, MLB roster suck. You know what that is. So we got that. I want to just mention real quick. We'll talk about it probably more as the season goes on. Is what do you think about the catcher's challenges on strikes and balls? I saw that happen a few weeks. Didn't like the one I saw with Orioles and Pirates this week. I sent it to you guys. Took way too long. It's got to be more like tennis, where you see it, the catcher challenges, we get it up on the board, we know if it was in the strike zone, we move on. Just like our MLB, well, except for the ones I get on my phone once in a while, it takes forever. That one I don't like. All right, Josh Edwards, are getting close to an hour here. I think it's time for MLB trivia. Sir, who am I this week?
I don't know.
You don't have help. You don't have Tyler this week. So I tried to help you out a little bit with it. I'm a 17-year – I had a 17-year career with 281 batting average, 316 home runs, 2,077 hits, over 1,000 RBIs, 96, and played from 96 to 2012. That was hit number one. All right, so you're right there. Hit number two. I am the last third baseman to win Rookie of the Year. So I'll just, for the audience, I'm going to put in number one on. I had appreciate anybody to him. Feel free to comment in. Josh won't see it. I had a 17-year career with a 281 batting. Whoa! Oh my! We have a winner. We have done it. My goodness, he has done it. He has done it. Do you believe in miracles? It has happened. Edwards didn't even need hit number three. I tried to help. I knew it. We had to get him all in on the
hit number three?
Hit number three is a
one-time Silver Slugger, 8-time Gold Glove. Yeah.
I knew the 8-time Gold Gloves would give it away if I said it. Ah, boy, I had it first. Yeah, you had it first, Ron. This is your mom had it first. I love it.
My mom got it.
So I got that. For that reason, I have this on the big board with it here. And one of my, I know it's not doesn't help Scott Rowland, but it's still one of my favorite plays. You guys won the game. At the end of the day, you can't be mad. But I have it as just one of my this catch that Andy Chavez makes. I'm just like, how does he make this catch against Scott Rowland? How is this possible? And they can somehow lose this game. But here it is.
And Rowland hits one into deep left field. Back and the wall.
I remember this.
And a catch. Andy Chavez takes a home run away and turns it into
I remember that.
Unbelievable.
One of the greatest catches.
Wow.
What?
It was a
How
catch,
did the
man.
ball stand his glove?
Straight robbery.
Straight robbery.
Yeah.
And then the double. Man.
That catch.
Have you ever seen better?
Yes, Jim Edmonds had better, but you know.
After Scott Rowland.
I mean, I'm sorry. That to me, that burns in the memory of just like the clutchness of the catch, tied 1-1, game 7, 6 inning. Just unreal catch. And the way it's snow cone there at the end, he hangs on to it as he brings it back. Josh Edwards, look at this guy. MLB trivia. He gets it tonight on it with it. You had it. You feel good after that one, my friend? You got one right. You gotta feel good.
Finally, first time.
You gotta take a drink after that one. Right?
And I got it in two hits. That's the impressive part. I didn't need the third one. I got it in the first two.
I'm guessing
it was one of my guys, but still. I didn't pay attention to Rowland until he came to St. Louis. So
I'm guessing the 8-time Gold Glover would have gave it away there on this one over here. I'm gonna double it.
My clear guess.
Andy Chavez. Oh yeah, Josh, it's the one I remember. There was I think it was special. I'll give him that one. I have a fascination with Vince Scully and some of his stories. But this one I had to get Mark McGwire on their MLB flashback video. Then we'll call it a show here with it. Always like to get to kind of a few of these, kind of get people kind of them set with where like the history of MLB as we kind of talk about that here with it. So let me get it back up here with it. We're going to go to 1998, I believe, here with it. Mark McGwire in Dodger Stadium. All I can say is it's a big fly.
Last year, he walked 160 times, struck out 155, and he's done it again.
He knew it. He knew it.
It hit the top of the roof.
Golly, with a bomb.
Wilbur Stargell hit 2 out, and McGuire's ball hit the edge of the roof and came back into the seats. Well, I would say he's got the range now. It took him a while, but he hits 2 tonight, and what a shot that was. And all of a sudden, it's 9-7. Gee whiz. The longest home run I ever heard of was a home run that Mickey Mantle hit in Yankee Stadium. But I'll tell you what, that'll do for a while. Holy Mac. Big Mac had to admire that one. And for Jamie Arnold, he was crushed. And he's going to come out right now. Watch the ball. Now, let's see if you can see it hit it. But it's going to hit the edge right there and then rattle on out. So a tremendous home run by McGwire. His name joins Wilbur Stargell. They hit it out during a game. A couple of guys, Piazza and McGwire, have done it in batting practice.
I just thought that was a cool video to share, just like the bomb, and then Scully's voice kind of explaining it. There's a little bit more to it, but like it's just kind of obviously this is a baseball podcast, so it gives us a chance to kind of deep dive into some of those things a little bit more than we would on just a regular week-to-week basis. So I don't know, man. Season starting, the Dodgers. Hearing his voice, you got McGwire hitting a ball like this, the trot. I mean, just that. I love when Vince Scully says, what does he say? This is like, what a shot. Like, he just, even him was admired by it. So, pretty cool video, I thought.
Oh, no, fantastic video. And Vince Scully, you know, he's my second favorite broadcaster of all time. I think my favorite is obvious. I mean, it's obvious. Buck, of course. If you guys didn't know, it's Buck.
It's Buck. We got it.
It's
Josh
Buck.
Lewis, good show, guys. We appreciate it, Josh Lewis. Appreciate
Thanks,
you tuning
Josh,
in
man.
tonight.
Can't wait to have you on, buddy. But no, man, Vince Scully, man, he's a national treasure.
McGuire, though, what a bomb! What a bomb!
So let me ask you this question: were home runs more exciting when you were a kid than they are now?
I would say now because I'm a kid back then. That obviously changes some of it, obviously a little bit, but I would say definitely. I mean, when you're hitting 60 home runs, some of these guys are 50. That's changing your view of it and what's possible in that 755. So I would say yes to that for sure. But I mean, yeah, go ahead. What do you think for you?
No, I was agreeing with you. Like, I mean, I can remember watching the home run race between Sosa and McGuire. Like that's probably my best, clearest, far back memory of baseball. If you like when you do the trivias, if it's anything before that, for me it's completely guesses. Because like I know stuff, but I don't like in my heart believe it, know it that I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like my first recognition really starts in the late 90s, early 2000s, from what I can remember happened in baseball. But I can remember that it was the end of my playing time in baseball because I switched to football. But that was my last real big memory of baseball while I was still playing and watching it and not immortalizing, but wanting to be that. Like that was the last time I wanted to be a baseball player I wanted to be Mark McGwire. I wanted to jack home runs. And then Pujols came in and started jacking home runs and I was like, they don't need me.
I got him too now. I got him too. There's a book out there, the summer of '98. It's a good book there. Also, everybody should read that one too if you haven't. Definitely more as a kid, although I got pretty damn excited. I mean, your team last year. That's all we talked about all damn summer was the Braves hitting home runs all last year. Home run. Yep. Another one over there. Yep. Another one. Yeah, that's
all over the park.
Good one. 100% homers are more fun as a kid in general, though. My kids are always rooting for a homer. Just appreciate good baseball. Yeah, as you get older, it's like the little things that matter a little bit. You always appreciate it as a kid, but the power guys, they're always going to stand out a little bit. We appreciate everybody tuning in tonight on the show, Josh. I thought it was a pretty good show. Thought we got a lot covered. Appreciate Susie tuning in, Tyler tuning in with the comments, John from Out of Your Falcon Mind. You guys just keep killing it over there with it. You know, we always support you guys over there. Logan joining on the show as well. Susie, best of luck. Hopefully, like Josh said, we can make that work at some point here. Make that work. Josh Lewis as well. So appreciate that. Aaron out there in New York tuning in too with his Mets signing JD Martinez. So Josh, we covered a lot tonight, my friend, on Seventh Inning Stretch.
Yeah, we covered a lot. We got a lot. Man, next week's gonna be even bigger.
Let's go. I'm fired up. I'm ready.
How are we gonna do next week? Like, I'm really curious. How are we gonna do? Like, let's give them some insight because I don't know what the plan is. Do you know what the plan is? Are we just gonna like live update during the games while we're on the show and like recap? Like,
I'm taking Susie's thing. Yay, baseball. We're talking baseball. That's all I know. I don't know what the damn plan is, but we're talking real baseball. We'll get into it. You know, we've been with you all freaking off season. Hopefully you appreciate that. And we can't wait to get into live discussions during the season. Appreciate everybody that joined us here tonight. So for Josh Edwards, Logan Stone that joined us earlier, I'm Darren Breyer, Fat Boy Fadeaway Sports. See you next time. Peace.
See ya.